It's so thin. Where's the book? Where's the book though? That's too thin. What on earth? You guys won't believe what I'm about to show you. In today's video today, we are going to be talking about the blind date with a book trend. Now, in my opinion, when I first saw this, I thought, it's kind of fun. It's something new. It's something a little bit more exciting. But after I kept seeing an overload of fails coming up on my For You page, I was like, maybe this is less fun, more scammy, more of a gamble than anything else. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, basically blind date with a book is this thing where you buy a mystery book that's wrapped up in some sort of cute packaging, brown paper, stickers are included, twine wrapped around it, little handwritten clues on the outside like found family or enemies to lovers. And you don't find out what it actually is until you unwrap it. This has been a growing trend in bookstores. There's a lot of small town bookstores that do this. Small businesses have now created blind date with a book businesses, I guess. And it's blown up online because it's kind of like the Labubu thing. You get one in the certain line, but you're not sure which one exactly you're gonna get. So you film yourself opening it, you have the anticipation, you're a little bit anxious, you're not sure what you're gonna get. And then you open the package and either you're disappointed or pleasantly surprised. And in theory, I totally get why some people would love it. I think we're all looking for a little bit more excitement in our everyday lives, and blind date in a book is like a $10 way to do that. We're all burnt out, indecisive, and overstimulated, and sometimes you just don't want to research a book or look into some reviews that might sway your decision to read it. You just want to go in blind, which is why it's called blind date with a book. And sometimes you're in a reading slump and this might be your ticket out of that. But the question I've been asking myself as I've seen this overhaul of fail videos is this a cute gamble or is this a scam? We're gonna find that out in today's video. We're gonna watch some videos, we're gonna watch some fails, we're gonna watch some pleasantly surprised, and we'll figure it out by the end.
I have a blind date with a book. I have no idea what's in here. All I know is that it's fantasy, and that's perfect because mentally I'm here right now. I like the way this feels in my hands. Let's do a little book tour. I feel like the nails go perfectly with the vibe. We've got some pink flowers, a tag that says blind date with a book, and some stickers. This one's me 100%. It happens too much. Another sticker that is so me, and then two other ones. A bookmark with the moon and blue tabs, hot cocoa, a honey face mask, a pen. That's how it writes. I like it. Now let's open it. Ah! Oh, interesting. In the lives of puppets? A real boy and his wooden heart, no strings attached. Is this Pinocchio? Oh, it is! I like this wrapping paper a lot. My sister got me this blind date, so it's only right that I get a reaction.
Let me see.
3, 2, 1.
In the lives of puppets?
So it turns out there's spicy fantasy and romantasy, and my sister chose fantasy. You know what? I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna read about Pinocchio. But after I'm done with this, and after I'm done with Throne of Glass, I've got some other things that I need to read first, okay? And then I will read about Pinocchio. But this is the blind date for the book. Please tell me if you read this book and if you like it.
I will read it after I read all of these other books that I want to read. Is code for it's probably gonna sit on my TBR for a long, long time. At least she didn't buy it herself. It was a nice gift from her sister. I believe it was her sister, maybe sister-in-law, some sort of sister. I think, it's not really in the genre of book that she would like to read. She seems to lean more to the romantasy side, but in this instance, it gives somebody an opportunity to read something that they might not have picked up on their own. I really don't think she would have picked up a book about Pinocchio. Was she overjoyed with it? No, but it was a gift. At least she didn't buy it herself, so there's that.
I did it. I caved. TikTok Shop got me and I purchased 2 of the blind dates with a book. I am so freaking excited to open this, so let's open it together. I did get 2 of them, one romance, one thriller. I don't really know which one's which, but I'm feeling like let's open this one. I think you can send in your Goodreads, but I didn't. I was like, you know what, let's just take the gamble. So let's see what I got. Packaging, stunning, first of all. Got 4 really adorable stickers. We also got a little pen. I actually don't have an annotating pen, so this is perfect. And we got a little bookmark in my bookworm era. Okay, we got a face mask. That is so fun. A ceramide care face mask. With every order, you get to pick either cocoa or tea. I did pick tea. Hot cinnamon spice. Oh my gosh, spice black tea. Wait, no, that's perfect for fall. I love black tea, so I'm really excited for that. Okay, now for the book. I'm so excited. I genuinely don't know. I don't even know if this is gonna be a romance or a thriller, so I am excited. Let's see. I got Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I actually have not read this book yet, but unfortunately I do have a book buying problem, so I do already own it. I think I'm just gonna save her for a future giveaway. I feel like this is such a good pick for them to give me though, and if I did not already own it, I would absolutely love this. I'm still so excited, and maybe this is my sign to finally pick it up. That was so much fun unboxing it though. Let me know if you guys wanna see me unbox that one.
I think that's one of the main issues with these blind date with a book, especially if you are a reader and, like this creator said, have a book buying problem. The chances of you getting a book you already own are very high, and that's where I'm like, is it worth it to buy a book that, you know, you might already own? You're spending money on something you already have, and not everyone can do giveaways, so that's the gamble you're taking. Either it's going to be a book you really just have no interest to read, or it's going to be a book that you already own. And then there's other ways that this is a gamble. But before we get any more in today's topic, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Babbel. March honestly feels like the kickoff to travel season. Everyone's planning trips or booking flights, going somewhere hot if you're in Canada. Right now it's -5. All I want to do is walk my dog. However, one place my husband and I really want to go to that we've talked about throughout our 8 years of being together is Italy. And about a month ago, my husband's Italian papa passed away. He was from a small town in Matera, so that's one of the places that we really want to see. And instead of just planning the itinerary, planning the sightseeing, one thing that we really want to do is learn to speak his papa's language. So one of the ways that we started preparing for this trip is by learning Italian together using Babbel. I chose Babbel because I really wanted something to encourage me to interact with the lessons. It's very fun. It's kind of like a quiz. It gives you a sentence in Italian and it's like, well, what word would you use here? Is it the formal or informal version? Then after you do the lesson, it actually gets you to speak it. So you press the little mic on your phone and you can speak into your phone and it will let you know if you pronounced it right, which for me is always a worry because I mispronounce even English words.
Piacere, io mi chiamo Andrea.
Piacere, io mi chiamo Andrea. Oh, I got it. So it gives you the full scope of all the interactions that you might encounter while you're on your trip. Instead of just memorizing words, I'm using phrases that I'd actually use, like grazie, which is thank you, dove è bagno, which is where is the bathroom? And I'm still working on that one. I'm not 100% perfect in my pronunciation yet, and I probably won't ever be, but hey, at least I'm trying. Babbel really encourages people preparing for their journey beyond the itinerary. And if you're nervous about committing, they offer a 14-day money-back guarantee. So if it's not the right fit, you can contact customer service within 14 days for a full refund. So if you're planning a trip this year, you simply just want to connect with perhaps a lost loved one like my husband and I are, or maybe just challenge yourself. Perhaps one of your New Year's resolutions was learning a new language. Babbel is a great place to start. By using the QR code or clicking the link in my description, you can get up to 55% off on your subscription. If you want to learn a new language, let me know what language you want to learn. Thank you so much to Babbel for sponsoring today's video. And we're going to get into those fails, but before we get into that, I want to talk about why bookstores like this blind date with a book, or even small businesses perhaps like this blind date with a book thing. Maybe more bookstores than anything else. Quite honestly, I would say this is a very smart business move for bookstores who do have a large inventory of books. It's set up to be a cute trend, but I think there's a lot more that goes behind it. For one, it moves inventory, so books that might not be selling as fast as they'd like, they do the blind date with a book, and then they get rid of that inventory. And that doesn't mean that every blind date with a book is unwanted junk, but it can definitely seem that way when you get a book that you probably would not have read or heard nothing about, or is beat up or something along those lines. Another way is that it turns a book into an experienced product. A normal used paperback might be around $6 to $10, but wrap it, add a bookmark and tea and some stickers, call it a curated surprise, and suddenly people will charge $25 to $60 depending on the seller and the extras that you're getting with the book. You can see this pretty clearly with online listings or boxes that bundle bookish goodies, and this is not to say that every small business or everybody's out to get you with these blind date with the books, but there has been a lot of fails that lead me to believe that maybe they're charging you more for the curated experience aspect of this blind date with a book thing rather than the book itself. But for some people, paying that much money for a mediocre book, a beat up book, it feels scammy. And another way is it's perfect for TikTok, social media. It's perfect for content. People will film them doing these blind date with the books and therefore get the bookstore or whatever business it is business. Even when it's a fail, it's still content. People will still watch it. and maybe not get business, or maybe they will get business because they want a fail for a blind date with a book as well. You never know what goes on in people's minds, really. So the question is, when does this become scammy for real? Because while you might not get a book you necessarily like, we're going to be looking at some fails today that might lean more into the scammy part of this trend rather than a cute gamble. Scammy sign number 1, you paid curated gift prices for a clearly beat up book.
Blind date with a book. So you guys remember I went to a book festival the other day and there wasn't much there, but I did see a table with blind date with a book and I was like, oh my God, I've never had one of those, and I always see people getting them on TikTok. So I was like, let me get one. The one that I got was humorous, chick lit, contemporary, and romance. Right up my alley. It's so pretty. I've had it sitting on my desk because I just literally don't want to open it because it's just so pretty. Like just how like neatly wrapped it is. I think this is a bookmark. This is really cool. I've never had this type of bookmark. Stickers. Like she didn't take the backs off, so I can easily like reuse these for my Kindle. Okay, so let's get to the big reveal, the book. Okay, I'm gonna look at it with you. Ready? Crazy Rich Asians. Oh, okay. What was it again? Contemporary? Oh my God. This book looks used and it's dirty. It's like sticky and it smells, and like you see the pages are a little dirty. You see that? That just made me like, I mean, if she would have told me that they were used, I wouldn't have had a problem because then I'm expecting a used book. But I paid $20 for this. I mean, $20 isn't crazy for a book, but this book has been out for a while. You can get this on Book Outlet for like $6. And yeah, there is a bunch of goodies in here, and it was wrapped, and I get that we're at a book festival, so you're trying to make a little profit. But this book smells like it's been in like a cat lady's house. No offense to my cat ladies, but I'm very disappointed. I wish I would have took her card or something just to be like, girl, did you just give me a book from your mama house? Anyway, I haven't read it, but I don't think I'm going to read it, and I don't think I'm going to keep it. You guys know I had Book Lice before, and I'm really big on like where my thrifted books come from or my secondhand books, so I'm probably going to leave this in like a little free library.
Lo and behold, that is a prime example, I would say, of a scammy blind date with book practice. And I wish we knew who did it. It could have just been a one-off, but if you're packing up like a book that's sticky, has some weird smell to it, and I don't know, just clearly beat up, and you're upcharging people for it, for a book that's been out for a while, mind you, and you can get $6 elsewhere, like this creator said, then that's when it becomes a little bit scammy, in my opinion. And, you know, she paid $20 for a book that she's not even going to keep now. I feel like if you are selling used books, like I feel like that's a great way to repurpose books. It's like a little free library. If you have finished reading a book, you can put it in the little free library, and then people get, you know, continued use of that book. It's not just sitting on your shelves. I think Blind Date with a Book would be a great way to give people the experience, but also keep used books getting read. However, if you're selling used books and you're doing that, then make sure that's disclosed when you're selling them, because otherwise people are going to be expecting a newer book.
I'm so freaking excited. I got my blind date with a book. I'm a little nervous. Here's the notes that they wrote. Romance, suspense, historical fiction. I'm a little nervous about the historical fiction because I'm not as I was saying, not very into historical or social studies or anything like that. But here we go. I got Barbara Taylor Bradford, Secrets from the Past. So, we'll see. It was only $10, but it kind of has like damage, but we'll see. I'll read it eventually.
Scammy sign number 2, the price that you paid is not warranted with what you received.
Blind date with a book. Has anybody heard of this? I ordered one offline. I'm a little bit nervous. It's very thin. Very thin. It was about, I don't know, 50 or 60 bucks Canadian after shipping and everything. So I'm a little bit worried. I'm not sure that there's actually a book in here.
Doesn't look like it. Nope.
So let's dive in. We got some Halloween inspired pencils.
Lame.
Cute. Stickies. I don't really use those, so.
Me either.
Oh, a thank you card and a book tracker. And a book review and reading challenge card.
It's so thin.
Oh,
Where's the book?
very cute bookmark.
It looks like a cheap bookmark to me, if I'm honest.
And another bookmark, magnetic. The little skeleton on there.
Okay, alright.
There's a bunch of stickers.
Where's the book, though? Hi, puppy.
Oh, actually a cute little butterfly keychain.
I do like that. I will say I do like that. Where's the book, though? That's too thin.
Hi, River. Oh,
What on earth?
Katie Robert. Wicked Pursuit.
50 to 60 bucks for that?
It's a very small book, though. I was expecting kind of a full-size book.
Yeah.
It's about 100 pages, 92 pages. Overall, I mean, not bad, but I was expecting a full-size book, so.
For 50 to 60 dollars Canadian, I better be getting like a hardcover book, you know? Or at least a paperback. A paperback full book, not a little 92-page novella, okay? That was insane. You're paying more for shipping and more for the experience of unboxing a mystery product than you are actually for the book. That, in my opinion, is a scam. If that were me, I would be so upset. That would literally swear me off of Blind Date with a Book for life. Like, I seriously didn't think there was even a book in there. So paying that much money for something that you could probably get for 99 cents on your Kindle or other e-readers, whatever you have, that's nuts to me. Absolutely crazy. The bookmark seemed low quality. The magnetic one was okay. The pencils were meh. I wouldn't be using those. Those remind me of what I used in elementary school. And the stickers, you can get better stickers on Amazon. They weren't bad, but they weren't like great. Overall, just very, very disappointing. Scammy sign number 3, it's obviously dumping unwanted or unpopular stock.
Hey guys, I was bad. I broke my buying ban, my book buying ban, but just a little bit. I was walking around the market.
That is cute.
And the place called Sawdust and Cedar had a little blind date with a book. And I couldn't say no to Society of Obstinate Headstrong Girls.
How could you say no to that?
And then also just little cute stickers like Small Town Romance and like a Taylor Swift lover tape. And it's just, the packaging got me. Okay, sorry. But, you want to open it with me? Yeah, you want to open it with me. Oh, I chose a romance genre, obviously. No, do you have to take off each of the little things to get to the big thing? We shall see.
One thing I'm jealous of right now is her Aura ring. I want one of those so bad, but they're so expensive.
Okay. We have Jill Shalvis, Rainy Day Friends.
What? What is that?
Have any of you read this? Thoughts, feelings? The dog is very cute. I really need some beach time. Trying to get the family to go is like herding cats. Let me know if you've read it. If you've seen any other really fun blind date with the books.
Interesting. Has very good reviews. 4.13 on Goodreads and almost 10,000 ratings. So Honestly, it might be actually a good book, but because people probably would not read it due to the cover, it doesn't pop out at you, it's probably not very popular stock. And so those stores want to get rid of it in whatever way they can, which what perfect way to get rid of a book that doesn't necessarily pop out at somebody based on the cover by covering the cover, putting a bunch of stickers on it, and then selling it. Number 4, the upsell is just junk. You guys won't believe what I'm about to show you. This is worse than the novella, okay? It's worse than the novella.
Looks like I got a prologue to a book.
Nice.
So, yeah, Temu, not so good.
Of course it's Temu.
Prologue, and then it's like, and anybody who's ever read Nicholas Sparks knows, oh look, they even have like chapter 2, but it can't be the whole book. No way in heck. So I think that's a fail.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the other one. Wouldn't it be funny if it was the same thing? So
You
this
don't
one,
need to go through all that.
they got, this one had a book.
It has the same fake mask. It has the same stickers. Has the same bookmark that's not spooky.
That's spooky.
It's 100% the same sort of thing. It's a prologue to a book, guaranteed.
Oh. This one will probably be something else Nicholas Sparks, but it looks like it's just a complete ripoff. An epic story there, huh? Oh, and
Oh,
it is
the same.
the same
knot book,
thing in both.
right? So how about that?
Uh-oh. Bob's gonna rip somebody a new one for this.
I'm gonna give them a good review on this.
How much did they pay for that?
Stuff.
So what do you think?
I think that the stuff that came with it is cute, but you didn't get what you thought you were going to be getting.
No, it's not anything that it was advertised as.
And
like
I have
usual.
gotten a blind date with a book from one of the Etsy sellers,
Right.
and it came with all sorts of cool stuff and a book,
Right.
like a real book. So, hope you didn't pay a whole lot of money, and I'm guessing the third one will be the same thing.
Probably. All right.
That's it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That is so disappointing. Although when you pick it up, you gotta know there's not an actual book in there. Like, it's so thin. The novella one, meh. But that one for sure, it literally looked like you were opening paper, okay? It had no thickness, whatever. It was like Oscar Proud and the Proud Family. You turn and you're invisible. That's exactly what was going on here. And of course, it's from Temu, so obviously it's gonna be cheap as heck and probably not what you're expecting. Probably didn't cost that much either, so I guess you get what you paid for. But let's talk about the good of Blind Date with a Book, because like all things, not all things that, have bad qualities are necessarily always bad. So pro number 1, it can push you past cover bias. A lot of us judge book fast, covers, titles, the vibes that the book gives you, how it might look on your bookshelves. I know that's such a superficial thing, but a lot of us readers do that. Blind dates can get you to try a genre you'd never touch. Like that book, the Rainy Day with Friends book, that's something I actually think would be really good. And based on the good reviews, it's not something I would pick up based on the cover alone, but I would definitely read it. Pro number 2, it can break reading slumps. So the surprise element gives you momentum almost. It can turn reading into a event. You get all these cute little accessories, gets you excited for reading, new stickers to put on your Kindle, just all that kind of stuff. Pro number 3, it can support indie bookstores or small businesses if done properly. That's the only way it can be a pro. If you're scamming people, knock it off. And pro number 4, it is a fun gift idea. You don't necessarily know what you're giving the person. Could be something extremely spicy. I think they mark that on the book though. However, if you give it to your mother-in-law and it's something that's real spicy, that's a little awkward. But it can be fun under the right circumstances. So is it a cute gamble or is it a scam? In my honest opinion, based on what we've seen today, it can be both. I think it's definitely a cute gamble, but it can also be potentially a scam depending on where you get it, depending on what you received, depending on how much you paid versus the quality of what you received as well. It's a gamble when the price makes sense for what you received, the seller is transparent, so new or used, genre options, content warnings, the clues are accurate, you understand you might not love it. But it is a scam when the price is inflated because of aesthetics, the condition of the book is poor and not disclosed, The clues are misleading and it's clearly not curated with care. So yeah, it can be both, but honestly, the scammy feeling usually comes down to value. If you feel like you've overpaid for the vibes, you're going to feel played. You're going to feel like you were scammed. And if you don't want to partake in the blind date with a book thing because you're scared of being scammed, there's some alternatives that you can do, like swapping books with a friend. You could do it at a library, or you could almost do like a wrapped book party. So you invite a bunch of friends, you all do your own blind date with a book things. And that way you know that your friends aren't necessarily going to screw you over, because strangers have no qualms about it, but your friends, I would hope, would not try to screw you over. So those are some fun other ways that you can partake in blind date with a book, but perhaps not get scammed. Have I done blind date with a book myself? I did it once and I wasn't really necessarily thrilled. I did it at Indigo, and while it's not necessarily a scam, it's just not a book that I probably would have read. And I don't think I did end up reading it, if I'm honest. So obviously your choice, but if I can prevent anyone from falling for some scams that they don't need to fall for, give them all sides of the blind date with a book, then I'm glad I could do that. Proceed with caution. Let me know if you guys have ever done a blind date with a book. If so, was it a book you were actually really excited to read, or was it something that you put on your TBR and it just kept going further and further and further down the list until you just decided to donate it? Or if you did do it, was it a scam completely, like some of the ones that we've seen? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. God bless you all, and until next time.
Welcome to Plot Twist Please, where we sip, flip, and spill the tea on books and booze.
I'm Beth.
I'm Susannah.
And I'm Cass, your trio of book besties, bringing the drama, the hot takes, and a drink in hand every episode.
Whether it's fantasy, romance, or total chaos, if there's a wild plot twist, we're talking about it.
We'll laugh, we'll rant, and we'll probably spiral into a tangent about morally gray characters.
Grab your favorite drink, enchanted or otherwise, and come hang out with us every week.
Because let's be honest, sometimes the best part of a book is spilling the tea about it. Plot Twist Please, streaming now wherever you can get your podcasts.